Hello and welcome to Casual Buddhism. I'm your host, Cindy Rasicot, author of Finding Venerable Mother, and I'm joined here every week, as I always am, with Venerable Dhammananda Pikani, who is Thailand's first fully ordained Theravada nun. And if you're new to the program, we have weekly conversations in which a guest comes on and asks Venerable or has a conversation with Venerable about their spiritual practice. So today we're really excited to have Alicia Tolbert, and she is the executive director of Insight LA Meditation Center, where she works with 100 teachers serving a community of several thousand. She completed the 4-year Buddhist curriculum of the Asian Classics Institute in 2010 alongside her mother, Marie. She has been studying and then teaching Buddhist philosophy since 2005, quite a long time, with emphasis in logic, refuge, and the Bodhisattva path. Alicia took her lifetime lay and Bodhisattva vows from His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. It is an honor to be here with you, Venerable Dhammananda. And Cindy, I so appreciate you inviting me.
Yes,
Thank you.
Alicia,
You're welcome.
I think we have something in common. Both of us have taken Bodhisattva's vow, the lay Bodhisattva's vow. I did mine in the year 2000 from Most Venerable Master Sing Yun, who just passed away only this week.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
and he was 97, Alicia. 97, imagine, for his great life. Yes.
That is wonderful. You know, the day that I took my Bodhisattva vows was such a joy. There were 12,000 of us in an arena, but it was still such an honor and blessing, and to be by just alongside my mother and my brother, who also took them. And my mother is now 90. So
wow.
Yes, so it's been such a blessing to study with her and learn with her. It's just been wonderful.
You know, I didn't know how old are you, so I said, my Alicia, with her mother. So I was guessing here, oh, her mother must be at least 70.
I'm 57. Yeah, 57.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so wonderful, you know, even to hear that there is so much positive energy going around.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. Now, let me ask you, when you take this Bodhisattva's vow from His Holiness Dalai Lama, how many rules or how many precepts are there?
Oh, you know, I should get my actual vows. Lots.
Lots.
I think overall, in total, and if I include my tantric vows and my refuge vows, it's something like 300. It's a lot. You know, don't destroy towns, don't destroy villages.
I would like to study. You know, I would like to study because I have taken it from Dharmagupta, and in Dharmagupta, they have different sets. You know, like my mother took a set of the full vow for the monastics for 58, and the one I took in the year 2000, I was still a lay person. Only the following year, 2001, that I became ordained. As a lay person, there were 34 vows. Yeah. So and of course there are extra plus so and so, you know, but the main vows are 34. Yeah.
I think that for our tradition, they may have taken you know, compound and broken them out one by one by one. I think that's probably the So your mother was a nun as well.
Yes, my mother was the first fully ordained nun in my country, and she took 58 Bodhisattva's vow. You know, in Mahayana, this is how it goes. You take novice vows, and then you take full ordination vow to become Bhikkhu or Bhikkhuni. And then after that, the highest one is Bodhisattva's vow. Isn't that interesting? That's the last stage. So during the ordination, sometimes, you know, we don't understand, you know, from Thailand, we don't understand how come their ordination takes 33 days, you know. It goes like this, you know, they train you for 10 days and then they give you the novice vows. Then they train you for another 10 days. Then they give you full ordination. And then they train you for next 10 days. And then they give you Bodhisattva's vows. That's why, in China or in Taiwan, they take something like 33 days to complete the whole thing, the whole process.
I believe it. And I can understand why the Bodhisattva vows would be last, because they stay with you, right? They stay with you.
Yes,
And
yes. You don't return. You don't return.
well, I want to thank you for keeping the Bhikkhuni tradition alive and well. I know that it went through many centuries, of being lost, and the exact vows were not apparent. So thank you for maintaining them and keeping them
Yes,
alive in our
yes.
tradition.
Yes, Alicia, in your tradition now, we are so happy now in Vajrayana, you can also take full vows to become Bhikkhunis. Not His Holiness Dalai Lama, he had not, for so many decades, he has not quite made up his mind because of so many other, what you call, influences. But in Bhutan, the Sangha has gone ahead and has now, for the first time, given ordination to women. There were more than 100 women, who received ordination in June, this past June. So I was invited, but I didn't go because that was towards the end of COVID, so I was not willing to travel yet. But I was invited, and I got in touch with the person who make arrangement, and it is so beautiful that the Vajrayana in Bhutan decided to make this, big jump, over so many obstruction that the women in Vajrayana had been facing for so long. So now at least that there is hope for those who would like to lead monastic life. There are so many Western women who want to lead monastic life, but they get stuck. They are only samaneri and they couldn't go further. And then, in their studies to become Geshe, to become, to have complete PhD, there is one particular course that they will give you only when you are ordained, So in that sense, women could not get that Geshe also, but now things have changed. So that's, to me, I consider that's a big step for our sisters in Vajrayana. We have to look, inclusively, that we make a move in Theravada Buddhism, but we also care for our sisters in Vajrayana. And now it is possible for them to go ahead.
I agree with you. That is a big karmic leap for us, and I'm so happy for them and proud of them. And I look forward, hopefully we'll have many more generations that will follow.
Yes, Alicia, tell me more about your work. How do you cooperate your work with this Bodhisattva's path that you have taken?
Well, I'll be honest with you. At first, it was challenging because I had strong attachment to pride and was very proud of being a Tibetan Buddhist. And I found that it separated me from our center as a Theravadan center. And I really had to work hard on that pride that I didn't even know existed. I was so excited to work for a Buddhist center. I had been teaching, for free for so many years. And I'd never thought about leading a meditation center. And when the opportunity presented itself, I was so excited. And I have learned a lesson every day in my own pride. It has been, it's something that I don't think I would have come across in any other setting. So it's been wonderful for me to work on that as a challenge and to open my heart and realize that we are all connected. And there is really no place for the type of attachment to Sangha that I had.
Yeah.
So it's been absolutely wonderful. And working with a Sangha of teachers who are committed to transmitting the Dharma to our community.
Yeah.
It's, I can't think of anything better to do with my life.
Yes. Oh, that is so wonderful. That is so wonderful. When I read your brief bio data, I told myself, I'm so interested to meet Alicia. At least we could share the same commitment, the same commitment that we had to take on this Bodhisattva's path. Theravada, many Theravada people said, oh, you take on this Bodhisattva's path, you want to become Buddha? That was the kind of question. I think it allows me to understand much better, even the simple work, simple thing that we do, like spreading metta. Thai people always spreading metta. May you all be free from suffering. Every night we would say, may you be free from suffering. May all sentient beings be so and so, But this how to say, generating metta, it's not easy. It's not easy to practice because it has to generate to all sentient beings equally. That underline equally. It's almost next to impossible. I have tried with some of my Cambodian nuns. The Cambodian nuns who come to train with us. We invited them twice, and they had so much trouble in their country. Pol Pot killed either their husband, their sons, So after 3 months of practicing meditation, of practicing loving kindness, this metta, towards the end, I asked them if they could forgive Pol Pot. All of them said no. You see how difficult it is?
Yes, I do.
When it comes to our own suffering in life, they could not. They could not. So this spreading of metta, loving kindness to all sentient beings, it is not easy. It is easily said, but it is not easy when we have to put it into practice. And this part, I think for me, the Bodhisattva's vows that we have taken and we have studied and we read, in our monastic, in our temple, I ask the sisters to read it once a week. They read, they have not taken. None of them have yet taken the Bodhisattva's vow, and I do not force them. But I ask them to read. I ask them to read, at least to get the message through their ears and see whether that could be their commitment. I would be happy if they are truly committed to the Bodhisattva's path, because for me it has really changed my way of looking at myself, first of all, myself and things around me. It does provide me the space to lead a more meaningful life.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree, and I agree with you wholeheartedly that it can at times be difficult. When I have had difficulty forgiving someone, at least here, it's usually a politician. I practice not only, wishing them what we all want, which is to be free of suffering and to have happiness, but I also recognize that when someone behaves in a way that is against the happiness of others, I recognize that that in itself is a type of suffering. Only someone who is suffering could take away the joy of others. And what I have practiced is to try to find something that this person has done that is wonderful. And just about every human being has done something wonderful. And I focus on that when I'm having a hard time understanding the cruelty of others. So I recognize that forgiving someone like Pol Pot is a tough challenge. It's a tall order.
When I was when I was planning for ordination, Alicia, in the beginning, I even considered to be ordained in Vajrayana. Because at that time I was very close to His Holiness. I read lots of his books. I translated at least 5 books in Tibetan Buddhism from English into Thai. So I was having strong faith, and I thought I could be ordained in in Tibetan tradition. But then, you know, they wear maroon robe. And then after some time, I will have to change the robe again because the Vajrayana does not give full ordination, you know. And then the Thai people, you know, my society, they will be so confused. How is that? Because I was being the first one stepping out, you know, into this monastic life. And they will be confused, you know, whether this woman is going to wear maroon robe or yellow robe, you know. So I had to take serious consideration to be in Theravada. But to be in Theravada in the tradition that is supposed to be most orthodox, they believe, most orthodox, most, how to say, strict, you know, but they don't accept women. They don't accept women in the order. So it was, yeah, I almost was ordained in Vajrayana.
Mm-hmm. The Vajrayana path for me is my ticket to enlightenment in this lifetime. And the reason that I'm so, maybe attached isn't the word, but I'm so hopeful is because I've used up so much good karma in this life, you know, to be
Yes.
with my mother on the path, to
Oh.
to have all the blessings that I have, financial blessings, good health. I doubt that I know I'm using up so much of my good karma that I have to make it in this lifetime. Otherwise, I'll have millions more lifetimes to get back to this place that I'm in now. So hopefully I can use it as a springboard into enlightenment and bring many others with me. That's my hope.
Oh, that's wonderful, wonderful. You know, this kind of expression, you know, really give us yet another venue to look at life.
Yes, I hope.
Uh,
Well,
Alicia, in your background, on the wall in the back, what is it?
yes, I went to Bali, Indonesia,
Oh,
and on my first day there, I purchased the mask that you see behind me. And
ah,
I wasn't thinking because I had 13 more days to drag it around with me. So what I did was I wrapped it up very, very tight and I carried it around with me in my backpack for the remaining 2 weeks. Uh,
oh,
and the
it's a
other mask,
mask.
the long
Ah,
mask is
ah, ah,
is from South Africa.
I see.
And so those represent, you know, both of my lineages, right? My African lineage and my very strong interest in things of the East that represent my Buddhist.
Oh, yes, yes. It does speak about you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
I
And yeah,
yes.
go ahead. Go ahead,
I was just
Alicia.
going to ask Venerable Dhammananda a question about my own path, and hopefully you can shine some light on some of the challenges. Um, how do you, because for instance, you have this weekly chat, how do you manage all of the sort of duties that go along with being a monastic and find time for service? For instance, this chat that you do, how do you find time for it all?
Mhm.
Yes, yes. So like when I get up this morning, the first thing I did was to have my connection with the Buddha. That is just to anchor myself, and I made a determination. As I said, this morning I did something special. Usually we use it Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava. When I say that, we all always say it verbally. But this morning I visualized the word because I'm teaching my sisters and I realized that they cannot write what they chant. So this morning, because this afternoon I will be teaching them, you know. So when I said Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava, I also visualize it so
Okay.
that I will be able to be exact with the words to teach the class. Yes. So then I would make a Atithan. Atithan is determination that please allow me to have yet one more day. I am asking Alicia, I am 79 this year. So I ask for my life only one day at a time. I cannot make too many commitments. For this one day, please allow me to be able to work for others, cultivating myself and to work for others. So this was my Atithan. And then I check up this morning, I'm going to have casual Buddhism. I will be with Cindy and I will be with Alicia. So my thought goes in that direction.
Okay.
you know.
That is
So
beautiful.
we have, all of us have 24 hours equal. So I try to live in the at the present, in the present moment fully. So when I am with you, Alicia, I am with you 100%. 100%, you know, not thinking about my work, not thinking about my sister in class in the afternoon, just completely with Alicia. And when you do that, you know, I think whatever we do, it's 100% fruitful, because we are at this moment. We are at this moment. So that is what I am trying to do. And sometimes there was back pain. Yesterday I really had a bad back pain. So I said, okay, now this time I have to give it to my physical body. So I lie down and by 2 o'clock, I had another Zoom meeting. So I got up for Zoom meeting. Oh, the person was not on the other end. So that's fine. I'm happy. I go back to my lying down again. So just be happy that you are at that particular moment. And whatever you do it 100%.
Thank you. That is so helpful, because you're right that when I am serving, I have the energy. You know, like 5 minutes ago, I could have been absolutely exhausted, but when I'm serving others, the energy comes.
Yes.
Mhm. And
Yes, it's
you're
kind
right.
of. I really feel that we are being supported
Yeah.
by this, how to say, divine energy. Can we say divine energy? Because at certain days, you know, I don't have strength at all, Alicia. I could not even sit straight, you know. But as soon as time for me to give Dharma talk, then when I sit on the seat, you call it Dharma throne. When you sit on this Dharma throne, and simply allow yourself to be empty, emptying yourself. By emptying yourself, you allowed the divine guidance. I have to say divine guidance. Who is this divine guidance? Maybe collective bodhisattvas and the Buddhas and the bodhisattvas, you know, guiding us. And I would say things that I did not plan before, but it just happened at that particular moment. And this has something to do with the practice, that you could be totally focused at that moment. Yes, and just provide the space, provide the inner space, so that the divine energy, our bodhisattvas, our teachers, our gurus, can actually speak.
Such
That is important.
helpful
That is
advice.
important. Yeah.
Yes, it is. And, you know, I do try to remember to call on the merit field and my holy Lama, Lauren Benjamin, who gave me the rest of my vows and who continues to instruct and guide me. I give all of the thanks and praise to them, because you're right, when I clear myself away and allow them to speak through me, it's such wisdom that I can hopefully transmit to others. So thank you for that reminder.
Mm. Thank you. Thank you, Alicia. It was really beautiful. Thank you. I almost felt like it was so much of a two-way interview today. We wanted to learn more about you, Alicia, and then we go back and forth with Venerable. So thank you so much. And I will am available. So anyone else like to be a guest on Casual Buddhism, please contact me on my website, cindyrasicot.com. And we will see you next week. May everyone be well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Venerable. Such an honor.